Drew, you killed this shit.
Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to In the Four Corners of Wrestling. We live, baby. We live, and we here with you. We got the beautiful snow outside. But before we get started, as always, this is a 613 Faye production. So go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. And go ahead and hit us up in the comment section. Let us know what you think, all right? Fellas, Quabo, Jay, Will, Colin from DC. What's going on, guys?
What up?
What up?
Quabo.
How y'all feeling today, man? How y'all feeling today? We out here live, y'all. Live.
Ooh,
like
yes.
Smackdown, like Monday Night Raw.
It's snowing outside. I feel like Sting is about to arrive, guys. I feel like he's about to arrive, guys.
Sting!
It's Sting! Is Darby with him? Did he leave the skateboard at home?
He probably got a snowboard with him
today.
Darby needs to stay his little ass at home.
All right, fellas. All right. So we about to hop into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good. Royal Rumble happened. Y'all know how it went down. Oh, man. Bianca Belair, congratulations. We love you. But we're going to run down the card. All right. And we told y'all in the last episode, card is subject to change. And I'd be damned if it ain't changed up on us. All right. So in the pre-show, we had the women's tag match with Asuka and Charlotte versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. And then the actual pay-per-view rocked off with Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg. Then we had Sasha Banks and Carmella for the Smackdown Women's Championship. Then we had a performance by Bad Bunny performing Booker T, with Booker T standing out there looking like the Andre the Giant statue. Then we had the 4th annual Women's Royal Rumble match. And after that, we had Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens in the last man standing match for the Universal Championship. And we ended the night off with the Royal Rumble match. All right, so I was feeling this Royal Rumble. Like I say, shout out to Bianca Belair. Came out the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, the first African-American female to win it. So big shout out to her. But we're going to go around the square circle, get everybody's opinion, see what they felt, what they liked, what they didn't like. We're going to start off with Jay Will. What you think about the Royal Rumble, Jay? What did you like? Flair Country. Woo!
Woo! So let me tell you, this Rumble was entertaining for me. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. We had some highs. We had some lows. For me personally, there was more highs than there were lows. Mm-hmm. Let's kind of go through the show, the Rumble itself. First match of the night, we had Goldberg versus Drew McIntyre. Let me just tell you, and it's on camera. I mean, it's on recording. You guys heard me say it. The crowd and the fans were going to lose. I personally did not care who was going to win this single match. It was a waste of my time to sit here and watch it. Honestly, it was one of the lowest points of the night. And Drew won. Cool. But at the end of the day, what did we really gain from this match? What did anyone really gain from this match besides Drew being able to say, I got the respect from the legends? Okay, fine, big deal. Then next one that we had was our girl, Sasha Banks versus Carmella. Let me tell you, this was genuinely a good match. Shout out to Big Snoop Dogg, Uncle Snoop. He pulling double money. He getting his music played and performances from 2 different companies. Big Snoop Dogg with Sasha Banks music, killer. She did amazing. This match, some great storytelling, especially from Carmella. There were times in the match where you could see her showing visible frustration in the match, especially when she nailed 2 awesome super kicks. And she pinned her, and she kicked out, and you just heard her yell so loud. She was just frustrated. Great storytelling from this match. Women's Rumble. Shout out to WWE for bringing my boy, Jerry the King Lawler, the Prince of Puppies, out to announce this match. And let me tell you, he brings so much to the table. It's hilarious to listen to him. You miss having him on the microphone when you hear him. Great match. Bayley started it off. Naomi came second, started out second. Let me tell you, whoo, Naomi, oh, the keys to my heart. And
glow, girl, glow.
I'm telling you. And Bianca, our winner, came out third. Coming out third and surviving for that long, showing some great skills from her. A lot of show-stopping moments where she got herself caught up underneath the ropes, trying to make sure she pulled herself back up by her ankles. Strength, talent, so many big moments that we can see from her, and there's so much more we can expect from that girl.
Yeah.
Then we go to the KO and Roman Reigns fight. Now, I'm going to be the one to say this. I originally predicted for Roman to win, and he did. I did not expect, honestly, such a great match from this. I was personally over the feud. However, I saw a good match from this up until the end, where we can see where they were unable to get Roman out of the handcuffs at the end of the match. That was it. Like, was a mess up because the ref that was there stopped counting at 6. And it was like, they messed up pretty bad in this instance.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, well, we know this was a fuck up, but it is what it is. It happens.
Right.
Overall, though, that match was solid. I cannot sit here and say that it was bad. Then we get to the men's rumble. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say up front, I think that the women's match should have been first, the women's match should have been the main event, but it had some good spots for me. Our winner was Edge, as we all know. He came in at number 1. We've only had 3 people to this day who've gone in at number 1 and win. And there were some good moments. I don't particularly care for him being the winner. Like many have said, it's like you got to give the opportunity to the new people. Give the newer talent. We're not saying that they're young because they're the old. This was one of the oldest rumbles possible, but they need the newer talent to get their chance to add greatness. And overall, I could have done without him winning, but it had some moments. I overall enjoyed the Rumble, though, man. I don't feel like that my time or money was wasted on this one.
Yeah, I don't either. Like, I did like that spot you pointed out in the women's match with Bianca and my girl, Miss Glow with the Black Girl Magic teamwork to get back in the ring using their legs. That was a good spot.
Absolutely.
That was great to see. That Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, great match up until the botch finish. I do wish Kevin would have sold a little bit more. I talked about that before. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. You're supposed to make it look good. You know what I mean? And it looked good, but it's like you can't take a swanton and then get right up after, fell from that high up. You know what I mean? Like, come on, do a little bit more selling, all right? I'm going to go to Colin from D.C., Black Corner. What you think about the Royal Rumble this year?
Yeah, I didn't like it all that much. It had a couple of little, highlights here and there, obviously with the Bianca win. But for the most part, I thought the pay-per-view as a whole was kind of trash. You start at the top. Actually, take that back. We don't start at the top. We'll start at the beginning. Sasha and Carmella, I thought, had the best singles match of the night. all the other matches, both of the other title matches, Drew and Goldberg and Roman and KO were just ridiculous. And I think for example, Drew and Goldberg, the match. Actually, I was surprised. I actually picked Goldberg because I expected WWE to fuck up. Sorry to curse on this beautiful Sunday morning, but they fucked up. WWE fucks up. This match, when the day was done, was a waste of everybody's time. And I'm not a big fan of Goldberg, but he is a quote unquote legend. Even though his prime was in 1998, he's still a legend, and you have to watch out with how you use him. Having him come back, I guess maybe for 2 or 3 matches a year, and then losing them. And again, nobody said he had to be in a world title match. WWE and Vince McMahon decided for him to be in a world title match. That's ridiculous. But for him to come back and then lose a match in 3 minutes after about 8 moves, it's a waste of everybody's time. It's a lose-lose situation, and it's like, what's the point? So kind of to Jay Will's point, oh, guess what? He beat a legend. Congratulations. You beat a dude that's 54 years old.
And I called it too. I said, break out your stopwatches. I said, if you go past 2 minutes, Drew McIntyre's winning.
Exactly. And it's true because, but the thing is, Goldberg can't, he will do one move and then he'll get tired. He'll get gassed. Mm-hmm. So you're right. After about 10 seconds, he's already tired. So he can't even make it past fucking 2 minutes anyways. I was disappointed in the Reigns KO match. It was a good physical match, but it was sloppy as fuck. I'm big on, guys, I'm big on storytelling, and it was very, very inconsistent. A pop-up powerbomb that beat John Cena, beat a bunch of different people, had them down for minutes because it was such a devastating maneuver, kept Reigns down for a total of two seconds. Couple weeks back, Reigns threw KO off of some type of, I think it was off of the ramp, and he was down and out for several minutes. He was off the show. He was off of Smackdown for several weeks. They basically reenact that same move from a higher spot, and KO's only down for about 6 seconds. Can't stand it. I can't stand it. It doesn't make any sense. A lower spot, you out for weeks. A higher spot, and you're out for 6 seconds. I can't stand that shit. And then, again, Jay Will's point, the ending, again, the match was already kind of with me. I appreciated the physicality, but the ending was trash. Mm-hmm. When the day is done, it would have been fucked up. It would have ruined a lot of plans. Maybe they could have had a return match on SmackDown. But KO should have beat him because that poor handcuff thing, that handcuff spot was so blatant and so obvious. He stopped. Yeah.
Especially when they shot to Kevin. The cameraman actually shot to Kevin. We saw him standing up. So I know Vince lost his shit.
Exactly. So everything was so fucked up. When the day is done, you got to keep counting. It was a smart, yes, it would kind of, throw a little bit of plans, a wrench in the plans, but at the same time, you got to keep counting because it's clear. The referee said 6. Next to him, he's looking back and looking at Heyman struggling with the handcuffs. And then you cut right to KO just standing there. It's like, well, it's over. So trash, that ruined it. You get to the men's match, or men's Royal Rumble match. It wasn't anything special. I said it before and I said it again, fellas. WWE can't help themselves. They put themselves into traps and they don't know how to get out of it. They haven't booked anyone strong throughout the year on the men's roster to really, truly deserve the Rumble win. In my eyes, this Rumble was really set up to see who would fight Roman Reigns. Not to fight Roman Reigns and be taken seriously as a contender, because on Raw, Drew's basically cleared everybody out. So really, this is like who's gonna be the one to at least face Roman. No one's on Roman's level on SmackDown, but at least the idea was to be seen who would be seen to be taken as a credible threat to Roman. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, I felt like it was kind of obvious. So it couldn't be Shinsuke Nakamura, because this is not 2017 Shinsuke Nakamura. He doesn't have the energy. He doesn't have the aura. He doesn't have the magic of what he used to be. This is 2021 Shinsuke. It couldn't be 2021 Daniel Bryan, because he doesn't have the yes movement and the crowd. He's not the ultimate underdog. This is not 2014. He just couldn't be taken seriously, even though that would have been a good story back then. The ultimate underdog Daniel Bryan versus the corporate champion Roman Reigns. That would have been a great story. AJ already had a shot in December, And Braun Strowman, quite frankly, is just a special attraction. He's like Andre the Giant. You don't take him seriously you shouldn't take him seriously as a world champion. He does really awesome things, but I'm not going to push him as the cornerstone of my company. So in the WWE's eyes, there was nowhere else to go but Edge. And that basically because they kind of fucked up everything else. They just don't have faith in anybody else on the roster, which is unfortunate because this is up to you. You can decide who wins, who loses, and you could create credible, long-lasting storylines. But the one thing I'll say is the best moment of the night was obviously Bianca Belair winning. There was a little bit of botches here and there throughout the course of the match. There were some dumbass moments that made absolutely no sense. I think there was a part where Ruby Riott and somebody else went over the top rope, and then for one reason or another, Ruby Riott was trying to German suplex somebody, like they both were hanging outside of the ring, and Ruby Riott was trying to German suplex her to the ground. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, you idiot? You would eliminate yourself by doing that. So it made no sense to do that, but I digress. There was little things here and there. I would have preferred the Iconics to have been around, to reunite a little bit longer because they are hilarious. But when
that was fun to see that little reunion.
Yeah, exactly. It was fun, but it was just short-lived, which is ridiculous because they're really doing nothing with either one of them. They really should just find a way to put them back together. But this night was all about Black Girl Magic and Bianca Belair. And she's absolutely great. She's absolutely special. And she's definitely taken the next step. And this is what the Royal Rumble is about, period. This is what the Royal Rumble is about. You elevate somebody from one level to the next. And this is exactly what it's done. I'm very excited about where they're taking Bianca Belair.
Okay. Quabo, what did you think about the Royal Rumble and Carmella taking that nasty ass bump and the Drew Goldberg match and everything? What you think about the 2021 Royal Rumble?
Man, for sake of show, I'm going to be nice today. I was going to burst this bubble, but let me go ahead and tell y'all a little bit about the Royal Rumble if you missed it. So, cool stuff. You want to check out the cool stuff. You know me, I always like looking at the cool stuff, okay? The Women's Rumble was actually a lot more enjoyable than the Men's Rumble, so I do agree with Flair Country there. It was definitely worth watching, so if you haven't seen it, definitely take a look at it. Seeing Bianca win wasn't just hype. This was seeing her earn that win. And you see her earn that win coming in at 3. So it was kind of, and in our other shows, we've reviewed the Rumbles. So you can see how champions are made. And some talk it and some live it. And she right now is living and trying to walk like a champion. And seeing how she took on all those competitors and came out at the end with her Golden Goose title shot at WrestleMania. I mean, it's a beautiful story to watch. It's a beautiful story to watch. So if you haven't seen it, definitely take a look at that. Yes, there are a bunch of botches. There are a bunch of botches and there are a bunch of just confusion there. But understand that they want to bring out as many little gems for the new viewers to look at. So you will see a bunch of legends pop in. So if you haven't seen them before, like Mickie James or Tori Wilson, you're gonna be like, "Oh wow, I didn't know they were back into wrestling, or I didn't know they were gonna show up." They pop in. That's pretty cool. It's random. I personally did not like having Natalya at the end. I mean, it is what it is. But I digress. Let's go on. Let's move into the Men's Rumble, right? So the Rumble, the good thing about it, okay, the upsides. We got to see the people we expected to see. And I say that because the guy I wanted to see that I knew wasn't going to show up didn't show up, guys. So that's why I didn't say the name in the last.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm saying CM Punk didn't show. Like, they replaced CM Punk with Carlito, which, that was kind of cool.
Which was cool.
I enjoyed seeing Carlito. You know what I mean?
But
we're going to add Bad Bunny because CM Punk's like, you know what I'm saying? Two people. So
hey, don't rush me to the bad side of the episode. Don't rush me to the bad side of this pay-per-view, okay? Okay, let me finish with the good part. So
I ain't trying to bring you down yet. Go ahead.
Seeing Edge win was a bittersweet moment for me because I had picked Strowman. So letting the pipe bomb be right on his prediction sucks. Okay, I gotta live with that, fat guys. It sucked. Whoever's listening, boo him in the comment section, please. Boo him in the comment section, please. Okay. But the best part about that was, seeing Edge come back, Rated R Superstar, having, the tag team back together, Edge and Christian, getting Strowman out, which for me, I was like, damn. But at the same time, I was like, damn, you know what I mean? So it was pretty cool to watch. The Shayna Baszler, okay, and Nia Jax match, okay.
Yo, boo.
You know it. I've been telling y'all, they need to give them gold. They need to give these ladies gold, and it's about damn time, okay? Now, it was sad to see Asuka lose that other belt. I know. Soul Man, I know that's your boo. I know you like making sure that she has those double golds with her.
You know what I'm saying? Two belt Asuka.
I know, two belt, It's like Super Saiyan Asuka. I don't know. But if you haven't checked out the rest of the Rumble, the rest is kind of a meh. It's not amazing. I didn't love the Drew McIntyre and Goldberg. I mean, at the same time, you knew where it was going to go. Ain't no way they were going to give that to Goldberg. Come on,
no
now.
way in hell.
They couldn't give it to him in 2002. Ain't no way they're gonna give it to him in 2020, bro, or 2021. It don't matter any year. Let's keep going. Sasha Banks, Carmella. That was actually a really good match. I didn't expect Carmella to paint that story as well as she did with Sasha. Even though they have had really great matches, but lately I haven't seen that come out of Carmella. To see that again, it was like, oh, okay, like she put a little more effort into this match, and it showed. And then that Kevin Owens and Reigns match. I mean, the buildup was good, guys, but at the same time, that ending was bad. It was just, it was not good. And the thing about it is, you had a golf cart in the match, bro. You had a golf cart in the match, bro. I expect A rating results after this, okay? You had a golf cart in the match and you giving me this? No, I couldn't live with that. So it did have a little bit of sweet moment, but overall, the entire pay-per-view was worth watching. So definitely watch it. It is worth your time. You won't feel like you got gypped, okay, for your $9.99 a month, okay? You'll be okay. You'll live.
Yeah. It was cool. It was cool. Like, I enjoyed it. Other than, Bad Bunny, no disrespect to Bad Bunny, still don't know who the hell you are, but hey, let's go.
You forgot. You reminded me. My bad, Soul Man. That was the bad. Skip past it, please, people. Skip past it, okay? Skip past it. This is not a representation of all of us, okay?
Oh, man.
We do not sound like we have M&Ms or Skittles in our mouth while we're talking, okay? All right. I'm sorry. I just had to do that. I had to do it. No, because I turned it down to 0.75 speed and I still was like, no, this is some garbage. Garbage is garbage is garbage.
All right. You know what? I'm going to end it with this right here. And I'm going to get the last word from the winner because all of us did pick Braun except for this one gentleman. So Colin from DC, congratulations on picking Edge, old ass. But let me drop some numbers for you before I give you last word. All right, see how you feel about this. All right. That win made Edge the third to win at number 1, following Shawn Michaels and Chris Benoit. He is now a 2-time Royal Rumble winner, 1 of 8. Second time that number 1 and number 2 have become the final 2. And he is the first Hall of Famer to win a Royal Rumble with the partridge in the pear tree. So, Kyle, how do you feel about your win?
I mean, I don't feel anything about the win. About the win. I win every day, especially when it comes to talking to these bozos. I win all the time. Man. I mean, I'm always right. I've said that before. So it's just a normal day, same day, same shit. Or sorry, different day, same shit. It's nothing new. but Jose said something about there was no way that they were going to let Goldberg win, and I laughed. Because again, this is the WWE. Yeah, they would do some bullshit like that. Of course they would. The Fiend character was undefeated, impervious to pain. He beat Seth. He beat Daniel Bryan. Nigga rolled up in in the Miz's house and left a present for the Miz's daughter, the Miz's baby daughter. He was dominant, and then he ran into Goldberg in Saudi Arabia. I think back in February of 2020. So hell yes, they have that. They have that within their DNA to do some stupid shit and cut off a dominant champion just to fulfill some weird ass, part-timer fetish and put a way past his prime washed up dude into the main event of WrestleMania. They did that last year because last year they cut the Fiend off and they were gonna have Goldberg versus Roman. So it's very possible that they would have done that bullshit again. So yeah, it's WWE needs to accept. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Real talk. I don't know. They're capable of doing anything. Real talk.
Okay. With that being said, we're going to move into Raw, the fallout of the Royal Rumble. All right. And it started out with Drew McIntyre. All right. Then you had Edge come out. And then you had Sheamus come out. Sheamus loving the bro kick, baby. And then we had some action. All right. So we're going to run down the card and go around the square circle. All right. So for Monday Night Raw, we had Matt Riddle versus Bobby Lashley, Xavier Woods versus Mustafa Ali, Damian Priest versus The Miz, and this, of course, after The Miz and Morrison skit with, Jose Boy Bad Bunny. All right, we had the Hurt Business, all right, versus Lucha House Party. We had Lana and Naomi versus Charlotte and Asuka versus Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, and that was for a #1 contenders match for the Women's Tag Team Championship. We had Jeff Hardy and my man Carlito, that's cool, versus Elias and Jackson Riker. Then we had Alexa Bliss crazy ass versus Nikki Cross crazy ass, which was a crazy ass match. And then we had the main event, Edge versus Randy Orton, in which we got some craziness at the end of that. So we're going to go around. I'm going to start with Quavo this time because your boy Bad Bunny was back, Quavo. So what did you think about Monday Night Raw?
Oh my! I mean, Raw started out pretty nicely. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the beginning of Raw. Seeing the rated R superstar interrupt Drew is always a great thing to me.
Mm-hmm.
But also seeing Sheamus come in there and seeing the witty banter and all that stuff, it was very, very enjoyable. Another really cool thing about Raw that I enjoyed was Riddle. Seeing his star quality, I feel like that guy needs a belt, man. That guy needs a belt.
Bobby Lashley gonna kill that fool, man.
He is. He really is.
He's out of his shit.
But it was really enjoyable to see that, and just seeing the way that Edge interacted with both superstars. The body language, the way that he talked. All of that shows you the quality that we used to get from champions back in the day. So seeing that again and seeing it tie in with the new school and seeing that blend was really worth watching. Moving into the other matches, you got Riddle who wins by DQ, but they always whoop his ass, bro.
He deserved that. Man, I love when Bobby Lashley threw his ass over the rail. That was hilarious, dog. Was hilarious. They need to let Bobby Lashley and R2 team up and go against the Hurt Business and let the Hurt Business just whoop that ass. Boy, that's going to be some funny shit because MVP want a piece of R2, but that's a different story for a different show.
That's right. Oh, my. And then, just seeing how Raw developed and moving into the part that really captured my attention was the Alexa Bliss and the Cross match. Seeing how they're using the effects and changing how she looks, and I just want to see where they're gonna go next with it. Having the flips of both sides where Alexa still isn't talking at all in the match, and then you also have Nikki trying to beat the sense back into her, which would look like a revamp, but seeing it in the new way with the effects kind of made me look at it differently. And I was like, this is interesting. And so it just, it caught my eye for a second there. And that was really interesting, but having Edge at the end fight and seeing him gassed out, I was like, damn, this is not a good look for you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? This is the winner of the Royal Rumble.
This is not a good look for you, bro.
This is your king. Come on.
I know. But, Hardy, Carlito, Elias, Gunner. Yeah, I said it, Gunner. It was fun to watch because you start seeing Raw with like bizarro colored glasses. because you have guys that are from the Impact or TNA roster that work in the network now, and seeing Elias Gunner team up against Hardy and Carlito was pretty interesting to watch because I hadn't seen that before. So seeing that now was like, hey, that's pretty cool, you know, something fresh, like a little breath of fresh air. But that was my 2 cents on Raw.
Okay. Colin, what did you think about the fallout from the Royal Rumble on Raw?
I mean, I was absolutely shocked and stunned that Sheamus turned on Drew McIntyre. I couldn't believe it. I never saw it. I mean, I never saw it coming. It kept me up at night. I just couldn't believe. I just couldn't believe.
Woe is me.
Woe is me. I fainted. I was crying. I mean, it's just, I couldn't see it coming. No, that shit was trash. I just don't. It just, again, it's kind of like I feel like it was a waste of people's time. I think Sheamus, you knew there was everyone. We just knew Sheamus was going to do that. That's exactly, that's his thing. He's a dick. He would do that, especially to become champion.
That's the idea. That's why they become professional wrestlers,
right?
To become champions,
right? Exactly. That's it.
Ain't no friends in this shit.
There's exactly what I was going to say. There's no friends in this business. Just, you know, maybe potential partners for a second, but this business is just like the Royal Rumble. You know, I'm gonna take you out to get where I need to go. Mm-hmm. But when the day is done, I felt like this should have been in the Royal Rumble spot. They could have used Goldberg from, you know, some type of, you know, dream match or whatever the hell it was, or hell, just squash somebody. But you could have had Drew and Sheamus at the Royal Rumble and then moved on from there. But, you know, it is what it is with that. Lashley beat the shit out of Riddle. Good. I'm tired. I love it. I love it. I'm tired of Matt Riddle. I've seen it before. He's Rob Van Dam. We got it. Hey, bro. Awesome, dude. We got it. Van Dam. Yeah. Rob Van Dam from 2006 says hello. We got it. Just do something else. I don't give a fuck about Bad Bunny. I purposely didn't say anything when, you know, during the Royal Rumble, the Royal Rumble segment. And he showed up the next night on Raw. And I'm like, why is this guy haunting me? Get off of my television.
He did a better dive than Snoop. That's why they brought him back.
Sure, exactly. He did. He definitely did. He still almost killed himself that one time. but still, he definitely was better than Snoop. Bless his heart. I don't know what Snoop was thinking, but Bad Bunny just needs to. I don't know. It's just a waste of everybody's time and money. I understand he's a big time. I'm going to sound old when I say this. He's a big time music guy. But I don't care. What is the point? He's going to go there. He's going to get over on Miz and Morrison, and then he's going to go back to the music world. And basically, what's going to happen to Miz and Morrison after that? Even if Miz somehow happens to cash in Money in the Bank, it still makes, you know what I'm saying? It makes him look dumb as hell because he was beaten by this. He was embarrassed by this dude. All that was basically a thing to basically have Damian Priest to debut on Raw. And guys, I'm going to ask you a question. How old is Damian Priest? Anybody? How old is he?
38.
37, 38?
Exactly. He's 37, 30. Excuse me, rewind. He's 38 years old, guys. It's too late. I mean, 38 in normal human life is definitely still young. 38 in the wrestling business is way, 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 way too old to kind of just be getting started. By the time, you know, anybody takes him seriously as a serious threat or whatever to a title, he might be 39, he might be 40. This isn't like AJ Styles or whatever, or Shinsuke Nakamura. Damian Priest has a lot of potential. Well, I don't even know if he has potential because the man's 38 years old. But, you know, they gave him, Edge, I believe, gave him the seal of approval. He shook his hand. Same thing back. They were alluding back to the old Taker John Cena thing when Cena first debuted and Taker shook his hand out of a sign of respect. They try to give the same rub to Damian Priest by Edge, and I'm like, I just don't see it. You got to get somebody else much younger who you can really invest time into to properly building up, so the fans could take them seriously and to go along with the journey, and then to get longevity out of it. Not for him to be gone in about 2 or 3 years because he's 41, 42, 43. Or sorry, to be gone because he's 41. And that's the same thing. The same thing. It's a whole thing with Raw. A lot of these dudes who they're bringing up are kind of old, are kind of up there in age. Riddle's 35, Keith Lee's 36. So if they don't do something with them and that makes sense in an orderly fashion, they fall by the wayside, and then there's more clock that's running out on them. And then, last but not least, Edge beat Randy Orton because of Alexa. Okay. All right, that's great.
And looked gassed.
And looks gassed. And he looks, bless his heart. I thought 2020 Edge looked great when he debuted at the Rumble. 2021 Edge. Whew, that boy looks tough.
Like
he looks shit. Yeah, seriously. I mean, it's really tough, but when the day is done, I mean, everything is just so bland on Raw right now. It's just like, it's flavorless oatmeal. It's mush. It has no taste. And it's just sad right now.
Well, I enjoy seeing Naomi back. You know, I enjoy seeing Bobby just demolish Riddle.
You enjoy seeing Naomi because you're a pervert. That's another story.
Yeah, no. You enjoyed it too, so shut up.
I did. I'm a pervert too.
You know what I'm saying? And Miz and Morrison's skit, I like that because you never know. Bad Bunny is at the Performance Center, and Miz and Morrison was like, "Hey, we'll get you into the wrestling biz. Let us get into the music biz." So, I mean, since he's at the Performance Center, we might hear a Miz and Morrison CD come out. What you think, Jay Will? You gonna cop that thing?
Hell no. How about that shit? God damn, hell no.
My man. What you think about Monday Night Raw?
So, as a Raw should be, the day after a pay-per-view, we expect some good things. We expect to see some big things. Saw a few good things. I mean, seeing Riddle get his ass whipped is always great. Like, it's like a surfer Rob Dyrdek getting his ass whipped. You kind of enjoy watching it. Shout out to Rob Dyrdek. I love you, man. But I can't sit here and say that I really enjoyed Raw this week. Good moments. Let me just first say one of the highlights of the night for me might have been the triple tag match that we had with Charlotte and Asuka, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, and then Naomi and Lana. Any match that Naomi's in, any match she's in. Ric Flair go home.
Right.
Naomi, like we mentioned, she made her comeback in the Royal Rumble. She came out tonight on Monday, and she did a hell of a job showing that she's truly entertaining. She's definitely worth keeping on the roster. They ended up, Naomi and Lana won. Mm-hmm. Good thing. I look forward to seeing that. Mm-hmm. I don't personally, because of things that we're seeing with Nia. There we go. Mm-hmm. I was waiting for somebody to correct me. I don't like her.
Jose gonna chop you, man. Keep on.
I'll chop you.
I don't see that title reign lasting forever. They've kind of built up the resentment thing, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. First, Alexa Bliss. The murder clown, the Harley Quinn thing. At one point, it was cool. I'm over it. In the Rumble, they had a moment where they completely shut her down from transforming. I need more of that. I need more of that. Just at this point, I don't even want to just stop doing the transformation. Just go ahead and have her be stuck that way.
Who was that eliminator? I forgot who was that eliminator because you was like, I ain't having this shit.
No, it was like 5 people. They jumped her. They flat out jumped her. It was like 5 people.
When she first came in, yeah. I'm talking about when the lights are shut down. I forgot who it was, the eliminator, but she was like, yeah, I didn't have this shit. I done seen horror movies before.
Rhea Ripley.
There you go. Rhea Ripley was like, yeah, I done seen scary movies before. Fuck this. I done watched the show. I know it's about to happen. Get the fuck out. Carlito. Carlito, man, let me tell you, Carlito came back, and that man is jacked. I mean, this dude came out looking great. His match with Jeff, not so much. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't something that I was super excited about seeing. It was okay. I thought it was weird seeing how they had the beef like so hard back in the day. You know what I mean? But
right,
we ain't about to see Carlito spit no apple in nobody's face no time soon with this COVID out here. I'll tell you what.
Absolutely not. Damian Priest going against what the Bottle Rocket is saying. Mm-hmm. Yes, we know he's old, but he's showing great promise. Again, we have NXT to get people up to the next level, and he showed in the Rumble that he was ready for the next level. And now we got him on Raw. Now, Bad Bunny being there, that's a whole other argument. No. But I enjoyed watching his match. Now, my biggest problem of the night, Edge and Randy Orton. Now, but Randy Orton came out right after Alexa Bliss match. And he passed her by. They had a brief, he stared at her for a second, and then she was just walked right past him. Then they have Edge fight him. And then Randy Orton, shout out to him, crazy. He's doing some Triple H back in the day, like brutalizing shit in the match. And it's great to see. But he is dominating Edge. And then for Edge to finally, he's getting himself back up off the ground. Randy Orton is literally getting ready to pounce. Hit him with the RKO. Alexa Bliss's punk ass is in the corner, fucking dripping whatever fuck it is from her mouth. And Edge wins that way. Again, you're building up Edge. He's supposed to be going for a next title shot against either Drew or Roman. And you want him to take an L? Like he was originally going to get dominated, but then win barely by fucking Alexa Bliss causing a distraction. That doesn't sell him too much, and it's not doing it for me. I did not like that. I hated it. As a matter of fact, Raw. Tough to watch this week. Tough to watch.
Yeah, I feel you there. I mean, that part right there with the Alexa thing is killing me. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I wasn't getting that when the black stuff started coming out of her mouth. I'm not going to say what I was thinking. It's Sunday, so I'm going to behave myself today. But once again, I thoroughly enjoyed Bobby Lashley doing his thing, because I feel like they need to be doing something with that man. You know, over the past year, he's been in bullshit. You know, that Lana jump was some bullshit. You know, I'm glad he has a belt. Well, come on, man. Let my man dominate. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to see him versus Brock. You know, but hey, let him do his thing. All right? We're going to move on, all right, to the next show of the week, which was Impact. All right? Now, be kind to me. You ain't got to be kind to me, you know, because I'm about to say what I want to say. And this is how I think. Impact, you got some work to do. All right? I'm going to run down the card, and then we're going to go around the ring, get everybody's opinion. All right? So the show started off with commentators Max Striker and D'Lo Brown. Shout out to D'Lo. Tasha Steelz with Kiana Hogan, who, going at Sasha, versus Havoc with Nevaeh in her corner. We had Madman Fulton versus Josh Alexander. We had Crazy Steve, the Joker's little brother, versus Larry D. We had Susan versus Jordan Grace. We had Rohit Raju versus TJP. Then we had Moose and Chris versus Tommy Dreamer and Rich Swann. All right, so I got a problem with the show. You know what I'm saying? I don't like seeing the champion take an L, and Rich Swann, you got to step it up. You're teaming up with old ass Tommy Dreamer. But, you know, I'm going to get everybody else's opinion, see what they think. All right, and I'm going to go to Jay Will first. Jay Will, what you think about Impact?
Okay. Impact this whack. This week. Nah, let's take that back. It works better. Impact. This is whack. I didn't enjoy it. You know, as we watch this, we prepare for this show, we sit back and we watch these shows. Now, I have put in grade A effort to sit down and watch Impact. Mm-hmm. You ever just have a parent that tries to feed you some food that you just know you don't like? You've been forced this food for so long, like people putting ketchup on pizza. Why the fuck? Why would you put yourself through this? I ask myself, why would people put themselves through watching Impact? It is a hard show to watch. We said it before, where you ask us a question of what's your favorite moment of the night. One week I said it was when the cameras went off. The last time I said, this time I'm saying when they're packing their bags and leaving the building, because this shit was terrible this week. Fuck these matches. Like, fuck this show. like D'Lo Brown, you my man, but you deserve better. You deserve so much better. Let's not ignore old ass, dusty ass Ken Shamrock up there. Are we serious? Are we serious right now?
Still kirking out on referees.
Let me tell you the best thing about that show. When he got suspended. That's the closest thing to a firing that we're going to get, and I'm okay with that right now.
Yeah.
Fuck Impact. Fuck that.
Okay. Colin from DC. Oh man, what do you feel? You feel the same way Jay will feel?
I mean, I think, since it's Black History Month, we need to come up with a plan to rescue D'Lo Brown from Impact, because it is, God, it's terrible. he needs to be saved. I mean, they've got some pieces, but for the most part, it's really, really hard to even get to even try and find the pieces. You know how I called Raw like bland oatmeal or it's mush. Well, watching Impact is like eating out of the dumpster. It's just terrible. I mean, again, Rich Swann took another L. I mean, they don't care about their champion. They do not care about their champion.
It's a brother, man. Come on.
It's ridiculous. He got him going against old ass Tommy Dreamer. What's the point of that? It's like they don't want ratings. They don't want people to watch. Like I said, I've said it before and I said it again. The two best things about Impact is Moose and Jordan Grace. And I know she had a good match with Susan, who's actually that's a pretty interesting thing with that character that's going on there with Susan, because she's really basically Alexa Bliss, like that whole character of that murder clown. Well, she's that Susan character is like her ulterior personality or whatever the hell it's called. So that's an interesting thing going on, but it is very difficult and very painful to sit down and watch Impact. Only a crazy person would watch Impact.
With that, we're going to go to
Quavo.
Quavo, I need you to help me out here, man, because I want to get into the Crazy Steve character, you know what I'm saying? Because you know me, I like the crazy stuff, you know what I mean? Like I like Abaddon, you know what I'm saying? I love the craziness, you know what I mean? But with this Impact thing, man, how did you like Impact? Give me your thoughts.
So let's start with this. Quavo. I gotta ring that out because I always gotta ring out all this negative energy, Gotta always get it out of my way. This is a positive platform, you feel me? So let's talk a little bit about Impact, okay?
All right.
Impact, unlike the WWE, is a different style, okay? Different style of viewing, okay? So you gotta get used to it. It's not like force-fed, seeing your champion on his ass because Goldberg pushed him down kind of thing. You get what I'm saying? This is more of a develop your characters. And Havoc and Tasha started out the show with a great match, and they displayed what knockouts are supposed to look like, okay? So they gave them that light of dominance. They're asserting their dominance. You can see how you see this, especially when she's fighting and Kira tried to grab her leg. Oh my gosh. You can tell she sold that because ain't no goddamn way that big old leg was held down by those little frail ass arms, bro. It's not happening, okay? It's not happening. So I don't know what you were trying to do with those little twigs. But anyway, let's keep going. But I enjoyed it because, even with that, Tasha working, trying to get Havoc down, trying to get her off the vertical base, even though it wasn't enough, the reason why it wasn't enough, it was because Nevaeh was there holding her partner down, equalizing things. So this was basically building that story that Nevaeh and Havoc can work as a team and that they can kick ass. You get what I'm saying? So having her close that deal, Havoc, closing that match, pretty decent, Madman Fulton, Josh Alexander. If you're familiar with the Impact Zone, then you know what's going on, okay? So you got to see how they're developing this character, Josh Alexander, into being the new, the Olympic athlete, okay? This is the Olympic athlete gimmick. They did the same thing with Angle when he came into TNA. But I like how he's changing his style and he's doing different moves like the double underhook pile driver. That I found was a great way to close out that match. I didn't expect that at all. So it was good to see that. But this crazy Steve crap, I am mad about that shit. Like that is my life. When did he get domesticated? What the hell is going on? Okay, I need crazy Steve. You get what I'm saying? I need crazy Steve.
They got him on meds.
I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know. Anyways, I'm expecting him to be the car being chased by the dog, being chased by the cat, and we just don't know which one he is. You get what I'm saying? That's the kind of crazy I expect from Steve. You know what I mean? But it wasn't my favorite match, but it was. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Jordan versus seeing her take on this jobber who's Susan. You know, we expect Susan to hold her own, but see Susan actually did a really good match with her unorthodox style. You know what I mean? But that finisher was vicious. It was a good combination of size and speed, and then seeing ODB come in doing that legal run-in, it was crazy. It wasn't expected. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it reminded me of the old Impact Zone where it just the unpredictable would happen. You just didn't know what was going to happen. Moving on to the next match, you have TJP, Rohit, fast-paced match. Put a lot of shine on Rohit, which I think he needs to have that title. But also having Maja Balashira, I always have trouble saying his name, give that choke slam to TJP on the apron. Like, I felt that. I was like, oh, I felt it. You know what I mean? It was good. I was like, okay, that was good. But you know what I mean? It was like, bro, I felt like, okay, this was back in the day when we used to try to put our friends through tables for the fun of putting friends through tables. But don't try this at home, kids. Please don't try this at home.
Leave it to the professionals.
And that main event was decent. I gotta admit, that main event was decent. Seeing Moose shine the way he should shine, and it just goes to show you, Moose should probably have that title. Moose should have that title. I don't like agreeing with PipeBomb, but Moose looks like the more likely pick, and I think he could carry it. But seeing all these moves and then seeing how unbelievable Moose worked with Chris Bay, the titles can change, and I think these two should have title. Chris Bay could definitely have that the other title. I think he could run with that and use that to get him over.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your input, sir. All right, moving on. The next show we had was AEW. All right. And we started off with a big old tag team battle royal with Top Flight, Private Party, the Jurassic Express, the Young Bucks, the Acclaim, Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager, Santana and Ortiz, and Dark Order, in which MJF and Jericho came out the winner. It's snowing outside, so that means it's Sting! And Darby Allin had their segment. Then we had Thunder Rose versus Dr. Britt Baker, Matt Hardy and Hangman Page tag teamed up against the Chaos Project. And then we had Penelope Ford and Kip Sabian's wedding, which was okay, hilarious. And then we had a segment with my boo Jade Cargill, and she's going to be teaming up with Shaq. That's right, Shaquille O'Neal is back in wrestling. And he's going to be going up against Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet. And that match is set to take place on March 3rd. All right. And then we had Lance Archer versus Eddie Kingston in a lumberjack match. And then for the main event, we had Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers versus Jon Moxley, Pac, and Rey Fenix. And then we had my man Kenta from New Japan Wrestling. That's right. We're going to begin the New Japan Wrestling in the future, baby. He showed up onto the show. So we're going to go around for the square circle, get everybody's opinion on it. All right? And Quabo, I'm going to start with you first. What you think about AEW and what went down?
Oh, yeah. AEW, always something interesting. I call it the fan show because this isn't what we're expecting. You know what I mean? We've been conditioned to know what the WWE is going to give us. We don't know what AEW is going to throw next. When they started out with Jungle Express, having the Acclaim interrupt Jericho, having this battle royal, it looked like a hot mess. I got to admit. And it had so many moments that were hilarious, but it definitely was confusing. So you just don't know what's going on. But you can see that they do that for the fans because they want unpredictability. They don't want to be stuck in a niche or stuck backed in a corner, if that makes sense. So the entrances gave me a decent chuckle, but you also had super kicks flying everywhere. You had random suicide bombs. They were very pointless in the beginning, in my opinion. Okay, very, very pointless, but still made me laugh. But it brought me back to those days when I was younger, watching TNA and watching all these other off-brand shows and networks and promotions, and they're putting on these matches, so you get to see a little bit of everything. But seeing John Silver eliminate Hager, hilarious. And then seeing Luchasaurus being so flexible. Did you see those kicks? Did you see those kicks?
Luchasaurus is a beast, man. He a beast.
Oh my gosh, Luchasaurus was on it. And he was doing some serious damage. But at the end, that main event, I gotta tell you, man, that was seeing that all turn around. I was like, wow, I did not see that coming like Kenta, really? Motherfucking Kenta on Dynamite with a GTS to Moxley? Are you what?
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm marking out, man. Give this to somebody else, bro.
Flair Country, Red Corner. What you think about this week's Dynamite?
All right, so Dynamite this week was fairly interesting. Let me just say that the Battle Royale might have been the coolest thing on the show. Might have been is the key phrase there. Now, there had some decent spots in there. Luchasaurus, hands down, one of the dumbest names I've ever heard in my life. But dude was kicking ass. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. He was kicking ass. The match was okay at best. The one question that I have is, why was this match placed in the beginning of the show? This definitely seems like at least a middle card sort of attraction. It didn't make sense to me. Sting, we said it's snowing today. If you're in the DC metro area, you can look outside and see it snowing. Sting is probably standing outside on your corner, just there.
Sting!
That's good.
Just there, and we finally got an answer. He solidified he was going to be an enforcer for Darby Allin. Okay, all right. Let me just say that I sighed relief when I heard that, because I did not want to see Sting actually in a match. Who wants to see that shit? Raise your hand if you want to see that.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see him get hurt.
Who wants to?
I don't want to see him get hurt.
Again, a passing of the torch is great. Let's move on, because it's just the Sting thing. All right. Lance Archer, Eddie Kingston. It was okay. I mean, but let me say the main event of the evening, Kenny Omega. Now, his match overall, I did not enjoy. Or no, it was okay. I take it back. The finish was terrible. So we talk about how we get a build up for things, and when the ending doesn't make sense and we feel like there's no payoff. That's what I felt. It had some decent moments. Let me just say that seeing him pull off this one Snapdragon in the match, oh my God, that thing looks nasty. I mean, it is disgusting, concussion-inducing move. I enjoyed seeing that. Everything else, it's AEW. Like I can't feel it. Now, the one thing that I have to say, because he feels the same way I feel. Y'all know, if you really listen to good old JR, you can tell deep down in his soul, he's like, dog, I'm just here for the paycheck, because this shit right here.
Yeah, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
I'm here till this contract is up, because all this shit right here, I could retire and talk at home to my dog about this shit. I can't. AEW this week. Is there anything is there a rating that you can give between okay and meh?
So you feel like me, Jay Cargill was like the hottest thing on the show then.
Man. I'm good. I was good
right.
I was good on AEW this week.
Okay. And Colin from DC Black Quarter. What did you think about AEW Dynamite this week, man? I'm looking forward to seeing Jay. To be honest.
I mean, she looks like she has something special. So it's very, if she's okay, if she does decent in the ring, and that's just her debut, that's a good starting point. She could pop off and she could become that crossover mainstream attraction for AEW. So there's a lot riding on this thing. Again, Trish Stratus was nothing. She couldn't even do a headlock. And she was able to, parlay that into a Hall of Fame career and maybe even being one of the top 5 women's wrestlers of all time. So, if Jade comes in there and she can be taught and she can pick up on things, I think the sky's the limit for her, definitely. But back to Jay Will's point, JR needs to take his ass home. He is tired. He's tired. You could just see it's just sarcasm and he's tired. And it's just always, it's like, he's like bitter. He's like, what is this shit? What is this shit I'm calling? I don't understand it. Like he feels like there's no storytelling. So, JR, if you don't like it, that's fine. You can kick rocks, but at least Excalibur and Tony Schiavone are putting some effort into it. The Battle Royal was okay. I got a lot of time for John Silver and Stu Grayson. Those guys are great, but they still got thrown out like a bunch of garbage. So I just felt like the Battle Royal was like their response to the Royal Rumble that was earlier on in the week. It was nothing special. They should have had FTR, unless there was like some hidden, backstage thing, like maybe one of them was sick or whatever. I think they should have had FTR in the Royal Rumble to say that they were suspended. I thought was kind of a cop out.
You mean the Battle Royal?
I'm sorry. Yes, the Battle Royal. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Battle Royal. I thought it was a cop out. The women's match between Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa was pretty good. Good back and forth. I love her. She's great. She's a great heel. A good back and forth match that highlighted both women, and I really think that Britt Baker is going to be a star. The sky's the limit for her, definitely. The wedding was stupid as hell, but Miro being on high alert, that was hilarious because of all the fucked up things, all the messed up weddings that has happened to him in the WWE. He was on high alert, so that was good storytelling. That was pretty funny.
With the same outfit he had on.
With the same outfit. That
We've
jumpsuit.
seen like 3 times at each wedding. Matter of fact, he wore that suit at each wedding.
Seriously. I mean, that's his go-to move. You got to go with what brought you to the dance. The 6-man tag was interesting. Obviously, Rey Fenix is special. That like reverse, 619 into a spin kick is always nasty. That little follow, that front barrel roll through the ropes where he always lands on the guardrail is always disgusting. He's impressive. I know a couple of weeks back I called him. I was like, is he just another Kalisto? Which is mildly racist, but no, he's not. He is very, very special. I was wrong about that. That guy can go. I don't know where he can go. Again, I keep saying it, but the sky's the limit with him because I don't know. He's just doing things I've never ever seen before. And the greatest thing I saw of the week was Kenta showing up. I got a lot of love for Kenta. Hideo Itami, AKA or formerly known as the Hideo Itami. He should have been. I thought to be honest, I think he should still be with the WWE. He should have been on that United States Intercontinental title level. But he frequently got injured. Funny enough, he hasn't been injured at all since he left WWE. So I think it's kind of like I think he has like the Washington football team or the Washington Redskin curse, where as soon as you get on there, everything fucking goes terrible. But as soon as you leave, your career gets back on track. So that's a thing. But
going on my food ain't going on my team.
I'm sorry. Well, ketchup and pizza and the Washington football team it's just 2 terrible things right now. I hate it.
Hey, go ahead now.
But I, very impressed, very excited to see where they're going with. I guess there's New Japan. There's New Japan, AEW, Impact, and NWA. Because remember, old girl Serena Deeb is the NWA champion. That's very fascinating that all 4 of these companies are coming together to go against the WWE. It's a very special time.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I got out my seat for that one.
And even though I didn't get, CM Punk, I did get to go to sleep. So that's what's up. All right. Moving on. We're going to our next Wednesday night show, WWE's NXT, where they had the Dusty semifinals going on, between Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. All right.
Whoa. Let's help you out.
Did I mess that up?
Let's help you out with that. I don't want you butchering it again, okay?
Yeah, I want to butcher that. Dakota Kai,
you gotta roll that. Raquel Gonzalez.
All right. Versus Casey and Kaden. All right. And before that, we had some Edge. Edge showed up on the show. I don't know why. He's trying to make his rounds. All right. Then you had Austin Theory versus Leon Rush. All right. Legado del Fantasma versus Grand Malik and Lince Dorado. Of course, like I said a second ago, we had the Edge skit with Pete Dunne and Finn Balor, Mr. RG3. And then we had Tony Storm versus Jesse. And then we had the NXT Cruiserweight, Santos Escobar versus Kurt Stout. And then we had my man, Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher versus the Undisputed Era. All right. So since you be helping me out with my lingo, Quabo, you know what I'm saying? We're going to start with you, man. You be helping me out, dog. So we're going to give you the number one pick. What did you think about NXT this week? You know what I'm saying? Edge showing up, calling people out, and
yeah. Oh yeah, NXT actually made me want to watch it this time. Surprisingly enough, okay. Seeing Edge come out there and talk the way that he talked to Finn Balor and Dunne, and do it with his body language and keep it going back and forth and back and forth. And it's like this feels and sounds like a triple threat promo match, and y'all are getting your asses whooped by the Usos. And I know he doesn't even really want your title, but the fact that you let him touch your title and you're the champion,
disrespect.
The disrespect.
The audacity.
Unbelievable.
Man, fighting words.
Only the opportunist would do that, right? So you have this amazing good match with Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. You got Catanzaro and Carter. This is one thing that I like about NXT, that they find a way to put different styles, not just American wrestling, but they highlight variety of styles. And this was one particular style that I like. A lot of high risk maneuvers, high flying, the flying crossbodies into an almost picture perfect moment. Like the landing on that was incredible. And then, you see the teamwork, but seeing Raquel slam her down, shut it down, clean finish. These ladies kept me engaged, and that's what I liked about NXT. And going on, the show actually had a really good flow. But I'm going to leave some more for the other guys because I want to see if they actually watched it.
Oh, shit. Okay, Red Corner, Flair Country. Jay Quavo calling you out, man.
So NXT this week. NXT this week, I watched. I mean, Quavo, you missed some more important things that happened. Let me just go ahead and be very clear when I say with this tag tournament that we got going on. The women are killing it when it comes to this tag tournament. They're doing much better right now than the men, and I'm enjoying their matches so much more. Nasty teamwork with Casey and Kaden, but Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Not Rachel. They took the win this week for their match. Great. Looking forward to seeing more from them. Now, a few spots here and there. Shout out to Leon Ruff, his moment where he pulled some Eddie Guerrero type moves, and they even mentioned it in the show. Shout out to him pulling that sort of move with the light seating and ceiling. Cool. I like that. Now, we are on our second spot of the tour of Edge. Now, Edge goes out in the middle of the Finn Balor promo, and it's Pete Dunne. It's cool, but like, you're on NXT. These dudes are lower tier.
why would you even hint at the idea of wanting that title from them? What would you gain from it? What would you gain from stepping down from a Hall of Famer position to dudes who are still working their way up, trying to work their way up to a main roster spot? I'm not interested in seeing that. I thought that was belittling what he has done in his past and what he can possibly do, which, I mean, possibly do is, I'm not sure is going to be much, but whatever. People are hopeful for him. Overall, though, I thought NXT was pretty good. The Dusty Rhodes Classic, pretty solid. The women, I'll just make it very clear and I'm going to say it again. The women overall in the WWE are killing it. I'm more enthusiastic about what the women are going to do in the WWE right now than any man that's currently wrestling.
Okay. Colin from DC, what'd you think about, Mini Kofi, Leon Russ performance and your Royal Rumble pick Edge showing up on NXT this week?
I mean, Mini Kofi Jr. My thing is, if you lie, cheat, and steal, you better win. So the fact that he lost, I was like, well, you did all that shit for no reason. It was a good idea. It was really smart, but then he still lost.
Cheaters never win.
Seriously. The match with him and Austin Theory was a good, solid match. They both have a lot of potential. The Dusty Rhodes Classic matches, hard hitting. Obviously, you got Tommaso and Timothy Thatcher. Those two as a tag team is hilarious because they were beating the shit out of each other the last couple of weeks or whatever, last couple of months. But they've really come together to make a good tag team. Obviously, they were going against the Undisputed Era. That's always a good match. The Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez.
Versus Jose man. Now.
Right, exactly.
Jose.
Exactly. Versus, I almost said versus Bad Bunny. I don't know why that is popping in my head all of a sudden. versus KC and Kaden, another great match. It's true. The girls in NXT are killing it right now. Everything that they're doing is absolutely fascinating. They're really pushing. Raquel Gonzalez, she beat Rhea Ripley clean, so they think a lot of her. I'm a big fan of Santos Escobar. Been an impressive champion. Great in the ring. Great promos. That guy has a future on Raw or SmackDown. He's excellent. He's going to get his ass crushed by Karrion Kross because WWE can't control themselves. They get behind one monster and then they just feed everybody to that one monster instead of just letting everybody do their own shit and stay in their own lane. So now he's going to get fed to Kross for no fucking reason, and that's annoying to me. But I was fascinated with the Edge thing. That Edge promo was really good. He disrespected Balor by touching his title, but I was fascinated by the story he told with his eyes. After he had his little promo, he said his little piece. He said he's going to be watching. He never took his eyes off of Balor's title. He never took his eyes off the NXT title. And that little subtle thing basically goes to show you how interested he is in the belt, how he's intrigued by the opportunity. So it's like his eye is on the prize. And the thing is, Edge is old as hell. He's Skeletor, but that man can tell. That man can tell stories. He returned at the Royal Rumble last year. He came out of that smoke, emotional as hell. Told a story with his eyes. Christian came back last Sunday. Edge was face down on the mat. Next thing you know, he popped up. He heard Christian's music. He looked up, emotional as hell. His best friend was making his return to the ring. That was great. So Edge is great. Edge can tell some stories.
Okay, all right, cool deal. Okay, moving on to SmackDown. I'm just like Edge. Moving on to SmackDown, we had the Tribal Chief calling out your boy Edge, starting out. All right. Then we got into some action. We had Dom Mysterio, who I feel needs to go back to NXT, versus King Corbin. Then we had my man, the Swiss Superman Cesaro, versus Daniel Bryan. Then we had my girl Bayley, who debuted a new finisher. I don't know if she debuted, but that finisher she got is nasty, versus Ruby Riott. Then my girl, the Royal Rumble winner, Bianca Belair, came out and she was interrupted by Reginald Punk ass and Carmella. And then my boo came out and joined them Sasha Banks. Love that little skit. Then you had Otis and Chad versus Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, who are now known as the Dirty Dogs. And what was hilarious was the Street Profits was doing commentary. That was awesome. Then I'm gonna piss Colin off because we had Hulk Hogan doing his thing. Right, we'll get to that later. Then you had Big E versus Sami Zayn versus Apollo Crews for the IC title, the Intercontinental Championship. And of course, you know how the Tribal Chief do. If you're gonna start the show with it, you gotta end the show with him. So he ended with calling out Edge. Edge came out and they were interrupted by no other than Kevin Owens. So we're gonna go around the room and see what everybody thought about the Rock show, as we like to call it, Smackdown. And Jay Will, Red Corner, Flair Country. Woo. What did you think about Smackdown this week?
So Smackdown this week was pretty interesting. And when I say interesting, I mean it was actually pretty good. Mm-hmm. Now, the head of the table, the Tribal Chief,
my man,
proven himself to be the badass supervillain that we want to see. Now,
did you see how Paul jumped in the background?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I want to preface this by saying we see what happens when the villain calls somebody out. If you read your comics, you know what happens. I'm going to get to that at the end. Dominic Corbin, this feud had its run. I'm tired. I'm ready to go to sleep. Let this shit end. This isn't believable. This isn't sellable. It was a cute moment during the Rumble when Dominic got him out. That's cute. That is not going to work in a match. It's not working for me. Nobody is enjoying this. Now, DB, Daniel Bryan and Cesaro, two extremely hard-working dudes, hands down, put down one of the best matches of the night. It was entertaining. These dudes are fierce. They're totally enjoyable. They are one of the good things that is happening in the WWE. The two of them are one of the good things that are happening in the WWE. Ruby Riott and Bayley. I say it all the time. Bayley is doing some of her best work ever right now. How can you not enjoy her? She is great. Great match. I love her. Love her. Bianca Belair, our boo, getting interrupted by Reginald. Now, I need people to get Reginald some help because this man's locks start way too far to the back for him to come out interrupting her like that. I have problems with that motherfucker there. Now, the beautiful moment of the night for me was with Sasha coming out. WWE, if you're listening, anybody, if you're listening, make this match happen. Give us Bianca, give us Sasha. A clean match. Don't give us any interruptions. We don't need no fucking Carmella. We don't need no Reginald. We don't need none of that shit. Give us a clean match with them. Give us a clean match with them. We want this. They're going to put on a great match for the crowd. It'll be worth every penny. It's a huge selling point. And it needs to be the main event. It has to be the main event. Don't care what nobody says. Fight me. Now, the last match of the evening, we had Big E, Sami Zayn, and Apollo Crews in a triple threat match. Now,
shout out to Apollo Crews, man. Showed his ass in that match.
Yo, let me tell you, this match was sick. I enjoyed this match. It was a great match. Apollo Crews showing the ability to be an IC champion. He is showing great possibilities in the WWE. Big E right now is honestly sitting so perfectly at the IC title. He's sitting perfectly there. He currently is an amazing IC champion, but I'm ready for that next step. I think one thing that we need from him for him to go to that next level, he needs a better finisher. Mm-hmm. And like his talking is already good. Let's cut out the gyrating. And we might have a future WWE champion.
I say give him that Vader bomb. Give him like a
give him something that like emphasizes his physique. That's going to be crazy. That's going to make people feel devastated watching it. Now, we finally get Edge coming out. And, Tribal Chief, they're out in the ring together. Now, the third stop of the Edge tour, we are seeing what we want to see. It honestly, unfortunately, WWE put themselves in this situation where Edge is there, and it makes the most sense for him to go after the Universal title. Do I want to see it? No. Does it make sense? Yes. It's the only logical decision. I am not excited about the match, but it may be a decent match with old-ass Edge. I mean, when I said earlier that I would talk about this, whenever the villain calls out somebody, it never goes their way. And this was a clear sign that Roman is going to lose the title to a Hall of Famer, and it's not looking good for me. It's not looking good for me. So here's my thing. For me to want to buy into this match, raise the stakes, put up a title versus a career. This is the best way to have this match happen. Edge has to retire if he loses. Roman has to give up the belt if he loses.
Jay.
It needs to happen that way.
Jay.
What you got, Colin?
Jay. Stop it. Go home. You're drunk. It's Sunday morning. It's too early for that bullshit. Knock it off.
You prepping for the Super Bowl, baby.
I mean, my God, you're prepping at 6. The game's at 6 p.m., not 6 a.m. What the fuck? No one's beating Roman Reigns. Not right now. It's a good story. I understand the thought process. Not a chance in hell. You said a bunch of fucked up things, actually, as a matter of fact. You're saying Big E's this and he's that and that. I can't stand Big E. I can't. Even, the main event, the triple threat match was great. Who was it? Sammy was making his way down. He's doing splits. I said it before and I said it again, and y'all think I'm just talking some shit. And I know Marshall was kind of thrown off by it. He keeps fucking around. He's going to be cut. He's not going to be in the WWE within 4 years. They went from that serious ass. Y'all, Roman Reigns is dropping gems. He's doing things without even trying. He's not even, he was muttering at the beginning of the show. He was muttering to himself, "Why would he play games with me?" And then he just
why would you play games?
What the fuck? I'm going to say
and it. Paul jumps in the background.
And he jumps in the background.
Awesome,
that is nuts.
I'm going to say Paul for that shit.
I'm going to say it again. Every promo, every motherfucking promo is a classic by Roman Reigns.
Golden.
It goes to commercial break. They come back from commercial break, and here goes Big E. "Oh, I'm gonna do this, Kayla. Oh my gosh, no, nigga, no, nigga, relax, stop it. Oh, I'm sorry, Sunday morning. Sorry, we're live. Sorry about that, but stop. Like, cut that shit out. Cut that shit out. It's ridiculous. I mean, and Roman being disrespected by Edge. And he, because he was disrespected because he had gone to the other shows, and why would he waste his time on the other shows? That was excellent fucking storytelling. It is what I don't understand it. So there is nobody, and I mean nobody on this roster that is even that can beat. Sorry, that even is even on Roman's level. Let alone think about beating. Let alone should even be in this match. Roman Reigns should even fight at WrestleMania because nobody's even on this fucking level right now. This is ridiculous.
Whoa. So you're telling me that the Hall of Famer isn't on this motherfucker's level? Are you serious? Now, I'm clear. I've made it very clear. I'm not okay with him taking the title. However, for this shit to make sense, we need to raise the stakes. He can get his ass beat. He can get served these hands by the rated R superstar. I'm not backing down from that. We can put a bet on it, put $1 in a McChicken on it, and we can make this shit happen right here, right now, live.
I'll I'll take that bet because there's no the story is Edge winning the Royal Rumble. That's the story. You can't be like, you know what? I won the Royal Rumble and I'm going to put my career on the line. Nah, that storyline does not make sense. It's too much too soon. Lurking.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Bottle Rocket here. Yo, PipeBomb, thank you for piping up. Because this giant had me sleeping. Goodness gracious. Oh, my Lord. Are you kidding me? It makes perfect sense to Edge take over, bro. Like, oh, my Lord. Let's go back to SmackDown, right? Let's go back to the fun parts of SmackDown, okay? Let's do that real quick just because you're overanalyzing way too much, J. Will. Way too much, man. Way too much. Let's find some fun spots. You did have some good points when you were talking about Bayley because Bayley's been kicking ass. And I love seeing how she's taken over and she's making it seem like she's a step above the Riot Squad. I'm hoping they can introduce Rhea Ripley in there because that would be really cool seeing the Riot Squad in full effect. I feel like that can make a big difference. Like, oh my goodness, there's so many gems in here, bro. But seeing how it ended, bro, how that ended. You're gonna tell me you didn't enjoy SmackDown seeing how that ended? You expect a spear versus spear, but then you get spear versus stunner, and Stunner wins and walks right the fuck out. Like, I didn't even come here for a paycheck. I just came here to do this for the fun of doing it, and I'm gonna walk right back out. Fuck the money. Like, that's how I want to see KO. You get what I'm saying? That's the vicious, aggressive KO that I want to see. And I think I'll give this back to Soul Man. Did you like SmackDown?
Yeah, let me put it like this. I'm tired of seeing KO. All right, and Jay, you crazy as hell. You think that Roman is going to drop the belt to Edge? Like, they will lose so much momentum they got right now with the Tribal Chief. Like, the Tribal Chief is golden right now. You know what I mean? So they could have Edge face him, but after seeing how Edge struggled with Randy, like I said earlier, if that's who we're supposed to believe is going to beat Roman, is Edge going to come out? I mean, Christian going to come out? Because we got Jey Uso ready for him on the outside somewhere lurking. You know what I mean? Like, Edge need to go sit down somewhere. The safest thing for Edge to do would be to go to NXT. That would be the safest thing for him to do, because if you go against Drew, get your stopwatches out, because it's not going to be believable. You know what I mean? It's not. You struggled with Randy Orton, and Alexa had to help you beat Randy Orton. I mean, come on. And Colin, and this is for y'all going on me and my pizza. So the hell with both of y'all, because pizza with ketchup is delicious, okay? Your man, Hulk Hogan, garbage. Had no business being on my show, the SmackDown show, the People's show. I'm a People, that's my show. He had no business being there. I wanted to hear about Andre the Giant. He was supposed to talk about Andre the Giant. The match that happened 33 years ago to the day.
What
did his punk ass do? Comes on there and this is the Giant. R.I.P. Andre the Giant. You know what I'm saying? He starts talking. I'm like, ooh, look, it's Jimmy Hart. You know what I'm saying? I'm more interested in Jimmy than seeing this Bama on TV. 2 minutes of my life that I cannot get back.
Talk about it.
That, and Dominic Mysterio, I love SmackDown. And ketchup on DiGiorno pizza is fucking delicious. If you haven't tried it, shut up. We're going to the next show. Now, with that being said,
wait. Before we forget though, Sasha Banks, Belair. If you didn't see the promo, see the promo, because it displayed what can happen, what is possible with Belair, but it also shows the golden standard with Sasha Banks. And
yes,
if you don't love Sasha Banks, you better start loving her, because she's decent in the ring. She's amazing on the mic, but on top of that, she knows how to bring out better work rate out of her opponents. Okay. And just seeing that fluidity that she has in the ring, you can tell that she likes the ring. But I'm gonna get back to you, bro.
Yeah. Love Sasha. So real fast, gonna go around and I want to get all of y'all opinions. What was the best show of the week? All right. We're gonna start with you, J. Will. Flair Country, best show of the week. Go.
SmackDown.
I know that's right. The People's Show. Quabo, show of the week.
Oh, my bad. I almost fell asleep. J. Will was talking. SmackDown.
Okay. And Colin from DC.
AEW.
AEW.
Yep. AEW.
Okay.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm dead serious.
I thought he was joking too.
No, I'm actually I'm deadly serious. Yeah, no, I didn't. There's a couple of things I didn't like about SmackDown. Roman's the greatest, but I didn't like how SmackDown ended. That was stupid. I don't give a fuck about Dom Mysterio versus Baron Corbin, Cesaro and Bryan. It was a good, quick, but it was a quick little match. I just wasn't, happy with it. So yeah, AEW.
Okay. All right. Well, moving on now. We got the shows out the way. As you know, it is still February, and all month long, we are going to be highlighting a prominent African-American superstar in honor of Black History Month. And this week, we are doing Sasha Banks. All right, y'all can tell by Jose just went, boy, Jose love him some Sasha Banks, man. All right, who debuted in 2012 on NXT and got to the main roster in 2015. That's right, she is your current SmackDown Women's Champion. Yes, she is. And she's doing her thing. Some of y'all may know, some of y'all may not know. She is, in fact, the cousin of rapper Snoop Doggy Dogg. That's right. He does her entrance music, even came out with her a couple of times. I love Sasha. You know what I mean? She does her thing. She's ill on the mic. She got style, got swag, I didn't know she was that damn small. I thought she was a little bit taller than what she is, but it's all good. I love Sasha. What y'all guys got to say about your Women's SmackDown champion, the Sasha Banks? Let's start with you, Jay Will.
Sasha Banks has a lot going on with her, and it is all special. It is highly enjoyable. I can't find personally a negative thing about her. I can find things that the WWE has done wrong for her, but she is amazing. She talks the talk. She walks the walk. Her in-ring ability is amazing. She's easy on the eyes. Let's be for real. She is excellent. She is Black excellence. I love her work. She has put on some very good matches. I mentioned earlier this week about the Rumble with her great match with Carmella. One of the best matches of the night. I still think that we need more from her as far as the championship reign is concerned. I think we need much more time with her on that belt, but she is amazing. I have to give nothing but props to her. WWE, please do right by her. Do right by her. Do not fuck this one up with her.
Okay, Colin.
The first time I saw Sasha Banks was on NXT, and it was definitely clear that she was very, very special. Her boss character is great, just with her, the legit boss, things on her hands and the glasses, and it's just she's just a star. She had those classic matches with Bayley in NXT, and it really showed how great women's wrestling could be. At the time, women's matches were nothing but bathroom breaks, unfortunately, because WWE didn't take them seriously. But this feud with Bayley and Sasha Banks really put women's wrestling on the map. So it's definitely a testament because, back in the day, they had, Candice Michelle and, all these people out there. And it was like, all right, I got to go pee. I'll talk to y'all later. Right. And then, tell me when the real wrestling is back. And that's actually one of the reasons, it definitely was a women's revolution, or a woman, give women's wrestling a chance. And she was at the forefront of that, along with the rest of the four horsewomen, her, Becky, Bayley, and Charlotte. She's definitely the standard bearer for Black women's wrestling. For one reason or another, Naomi didn't get. She was basically unrealized potential at the time, and then Sasha Banks came in there, and she just basically took over. She was basically the first Black woman, I think, in the history of the company that the company really got behind, and that's a testament to her. You could always rely on her to put a good match on. You can definitely tell she's passionate about this business, and she's the truest definition of Black girl magic. She's great. There are literally no words I can say about Sasha Banks because she excels every good thing that you have to say about her. Could the WWE put her in a better position? Sure. I didn't like some of those, she had like 4 times when she'd win the title and she'd lose it immediately. But after that, but anything aside from that, it's none of that is to her due to her doing the wrong thing. She's absolutely great. She's absolutely excellent in the ring, and she's definitely amazing.
Okay. Yeah, like the way that I watch wrestling, like I got to give everybody a chance. Like I don't like really nobody when they first come out, so I got to give them a chance. And when Sasha came out, it was the same thing with her. You know what I mean? And she proved herself. Like what she goes through and will put her body through definitely is groundbreaking. She definitely helped transcend the women's division. Because to your point, Colin, the women's division was a joke. It was nothing but panty and bra matches and pillowcase matches. You know what I'm saying? And she's one of those women that was at the cornerstone, along with the 4 horsewomen and Stephanie McMahon, because Stephanie was tired of that shit too. That was like, no, we're going to change this up. You know what I mean? So for her to do that, and come out and do that, that was outstanding. I've also been informed that she's cousins with Brandy and Ray J, which I did not know. So shout out to them. Definitely has a long, deep history in entertainment. So she's just a natural out there. You know what I mean? Like you just see the naturalness when she came out with Snoop. How long has Snoop been in this game? In that game he's been in. We'll say the game because he got music, acting, you know what I'm saying? He's transcended who he is. And for her to come out side by side with her cousin and just look like she naturally belonged there, like, it's to the moon with her. And I'm glad of where she's at right now. Not liking so much this chick on the sidelines, talking about she's ripping her off or whatever, but I love what Sasha does. Whenever she takes a break, it's going to be something better when she comes back. And to your point, once again, Colin, I don't like the route that she's had with her title hold. You know what I mean? Let her have an extended title run. She's a great role model for the girls out there. She's a great role model for people, period. You know what I mean? So, hey, all the continued success to Sasha Banks. All right. Jose, what you got about Sasha Banks? I know you got more because you love her.
Hey, no,
I'm gonna tell Naya, man. I'm gonna tell Naya.
Don't let her know. She can't know.
We live, baby. She knows.
We live. She gonna know now, right?
All right, well, no. We don't want to hear that, Jose. We don't want to hear none of that shit. We don't want to hear none of that shit.
Outside of the parents.
We don't want to hear none of that shit. Let's go back for a second. There's something that you reminded me, and I just have to get this laugh out the way. So she's cousins to Brandy and Ray J and Snoop Dogg. So which means Snoop Dogg and Ray J are cousins. If Snoop Dogg is a legend, and he can't help Ray J with music, are you serious? Something ain't right with this shit. Something is definitely not right with none of this shit. So
I'm saying he got Brandy. If Brandy wasn't trying to do it, what that tell you, dog?
No. Okay. All right. Now to what you were saying. Marshall, you bring up a very valid point. We have to recognize that the WWE has done a huge turnaround of what it means to be a woman wrestler. We saw most of the women in the Attitude Era. There, we see them as the ones that are in the bra and panties match, the bikini contest, which we did see some amazing wrestlers come out of that. We had Miss Jackie, one of the big black wrestlers, female wrestlers who paved the way. Who paved the way for Sasha Banks and the Bianca Belairs as far as black women are concerned in wrestling. And they exceed that. They are following the model and exceeding that. They are gorgeous. They are talented. They are talking the talk. They are walking the walk. She is the example of what it is to walk that walk within that ring. Sasha Banks is amazing. I think she does not get her run in NXT is bar none. Bar none. I love her, appreciate her.
Okay. Jose?
Oh yeah, I enjoy the boss. She's beautiful. She's dangerous. seeing the way she works. She legit is a boss. You know, she's kind of like the standard.
All right, that's enough. That's enough of that. Anyways, so it's Black History Month. My turn again. So listen, the thing about Sasha Banks, she's really paved the way, especially for this new generation. So the Bianca Belairs, the Jade Cargills. It's definitely, you could definitely
Another one
tell.
of my boos.
Exactly. By the way, Jade Cargill, she was trained by Heath Slater. So she might, back to that original thing we talked about a little while ago, she might have a little special stuff to her. So, okay, well, keep an eye on that. Yeah, but back to Sasha, more importantly. No, it's just amazing. Like it's kind of crazy to really think about where women's wrestling was 5 years ago to now. I mean, main eventing, pay-per-views, Hell in a Cell matches, ladder matches, just everything. And again, it
Royal Rumbles.
There it is, Royal Rumble. And that's the crazy thing. Because of people like Sasha Banks and obviously the rest of the four horsewomen, but because I'm partial to Sasha, I'm just going to say it's all in Sasha. That's why we have the Women's Royal Rumble. That's why we have the Women's Dusty Rhodes Classic. Because women's wrestling was taken seriously. And again, you know what? I will 100% put it on Sasha. If it wasn't for that Sasha and Bayley match, Sasha and Bayley match to take over a couple years ago put women's wrestling on the map. And that's how everything else popped off because of that one match.
Okay. Jose?
Yeah, man. I like me some Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks. However,
okay, cool deal. We're going right there. You like Sasha Banks? You love Sasha Banks? We all love Sasha Banks. All right? Cool. We're going to move on to the next topic. And we love you all. We love you, Sasha. Congratulations. And good luck. Keep it going, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because you're a superstar. All right? Now, we about to hit this next topic. And we want y'all out there listening. We want y'all to chime in. Hit us in the comments section. All right? And let us know. Because this topic right here is viewer's choice. All right? We had a comment question from a viewer, and we want to know, guys, should Raw go back to 2 hours? All right? This happened July 23rd, 2012. This was the 1,000th show, let me say that correctly, 1,000th show of Monday Night Raw. So it's been in effect for about 9 years. All right. So, guys, I want to ask you, y'all think Raw should go back to 2 hours? It's 3 now. Should it go back to 2? Jay Will.
I'm personally okay with going back to 2 hours. The content is spread a little bit too far and it's weak. The content is spread too far. It's thin. It's weak on Raw. It's not hitting it. We say week in and week out that SmackDown ends up being a better show, and that hour difference makes the difference in it. Bring it back to 2 hours.
Okay. Colin from DC.
Yeah, it's too much. You could tell that they're really struggling to fill out, especially that middle, that second hour. Definitely needs to go back to 2 hours and tighten it up. There's a couple of things that they need to do to get their shit together, but it's definitely too much wrestling in general, and definitely too much on Raw.
Okay. Quabo, what you think? Should Raw go back to 2 hours?
Yeah, I feel like they need to feel the urgency to really outshine in those 2 hours for them to go back to giving us content that is worth watching. Right now, it's just like they have too much time on their hands and they don't have enough good creative content for us to enjoy. So it ends up looking like bleh. You get what I'm saying? But that's how I feel.
Okay. I agree. I think it should go back. It's they're not doing what they should do with it, in my opinion. So yeah, take it back to 2 hours. SmackDown is doing 2 hours, and their shit is phenomenal. All right. So that's our show. Yeah, that's our show for the week, ladies and gentlemen. Fellas, did y'all have a great time today?
Yes, sir.
Most definitely.
Always.
All right. And just remember, y'all. Just remember. Love each other. The snow has stopped. We got the promo of the week still coming up in a sec. But I just wanted to say that, make sure that y'all loving each other. And look, pizza with ketchup is delicious.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
Stop telling these people that.
That's
Yes,
fake
it is.
news. No, it's not. You're trying to kill these people. Stop it.
What you mean I'm trying to kill people? No, I'm not.
You're trying to put these
You
people in
will
the
live.
hospital. You're trying to
You
put them in the
will live.
hospital.
Look,
You will live.
look, listen.
Filthy
We all had
degenerate.
the school pizza, right? We all had the school pizza, right? Now, everybody in the cafeteria was dipping pizza in the ketchup. All right? Because everybody know that school pizza tastes funny, but you dip that joint in the ketchup, boom.
It don't taste so funny now, does it?
Marshall,
Right.
That
DiGiorno-
cheese
hold on,
don't
let me
taste
finish,
so
let me
bad, does it?
Let me finish. You take that DiGiorno and you dip in the ketchup, you good. Don't use it with Pizza Hut and don't use it with Domino's. Some people might. Who am I to tell you? But hey, get off me and my pizza, man.
Marshall,
All right.
Marshall, real quick. I'm sorry. I don't mean to, I'm sorry. I just have to say this. We've already had to deal with, Donald Trump. We've had to deal with we've had to deal with Donald Trump. Let me finish. We've had to deal with we're dealing with a global pandemic. And now you're trying to unleash this evil on the world. No, thank you.
Hey,
Knock it off.
Listen. If I had to deal with your man's 2 minutes with that bullshit the other night, you're going to deal with my pizza and ketchup. All right? Fuck hope. So, moving on. Jay Will. We have the promo of the week, ladies and gentlemen, and my man Jay Will is going to come out and do his promo of the week for you people. You can't answers. Jay Will, lay the smackdown on him, baby.
Rey Mysterio, take the fucking mask off, retire, go home.
And that's the promo of the week. We'd like to thank you for joining us. This has been In the Four Corners of Wrestling. All right. Yeah, he kept it short and sweet, baby. That's it. You know what I mean? Now, transitioning over, if y'all like gaming, all right, you need to check out my boys, Tony Cash, Gaming Pad Podcast, airing Thursdays at 11. We also got our lovely ladies, the Facts Crew. You know what I'm saying? These ladies are hilarious. They're wonderful. I love them to death. And every Friday morning, these women are talking about politics, relationships, life, and entertainment. And you can catch them on the 613 Faye Productions page on YouTube. All right. You can also go on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Remember to like and share and subscribe to this video, this channel. We appreciate you. All right. We love you guys out there. And remember, leave this shit to the professionals. Don't try this at home. And we out.
Rey Mysterio, re-fucking-tire.